this is River, and today I'm here with lesson 87 from A Course in Miracles. It's the second review period. The two lessons we're reviewing are from lesson 73, I will there be light, I will there be light, and lesson 74, there is no wills but God. There is no will but God's. So I'm going to start with the first one. I will there be light. I will use the power of my will today. It is not my hope to grope about in darkness, fearful of shadows and afraid of things unseen and unreal. Light shall be my guide today. I will follow it where it leads me, and I will look only on what it shows me. This day I will experience the peace of true perception. Let's go ahead and close our eyes. Just take a breath in and out. Let's take a deep breath in and then take a breath out slowly. And then allow something that's kind of coming in that's making you feel unsteady, or it's challenging your ability to, feel peace. And whatever that is, we're going to say this idea: this cannot hide the light I will to see. This cannot hide the light I will to see. And repeat that to yourself a few times. This cannot hide the light I will to see. And then the next idea, you stand with me in light, and then say their name. You stand with me in light and say the person's name. I wasn't thinking of a person, but you could probably say you stand with me in light and then say whatever that thing is that's creating fear. Or maybe you're saying it to your inner child. You stand with me in light, and then you can say, a name or a nickname for your younger self. And then the next idea is, in the light, this will look different. We're going to repeat those again. Maybe thinking of a situation, maybe bring in something where maybe it's another person and you're feeling unable to stay present in the light, or in peace, or in love, or in harmony or aligned with, your things that you would like to do in the world that are heart-centered, and maybe people doubt that, or whatever it is that you feel like there's some resistance. We're going to say, this cannot hide the light I will to see. This cannot hide the light I will to see. And then the next idea is, you stand with me in light and say their name. Even if it's someone who is, it seems like they're in your way, or they're doubting you or questioning you, you just say, you stand with me in the light, and then say their name. Maybe someone you haven't forgiven. And then the last one is, in the light, this will look different. And moving on to our next lesson that we're reviewing is, there's no will but God's. I am safe today because there's no will but God's. I can become afraid only when I believe there is another will. I try to attack only when I'm afraid, and only when I try to attack can I believe that my eternal safety is threatened. Today, I will recognize that all this has not occurred. I am safe because there is no will but God's. And then anything that's happening that feels awful or feels scary, anything that's coming to mind where you don't know what to do, or you feel uncomfortable, or even you don't know what the guidance is from God, you could say, let me perceive this in accordance with the will of God. Let me perceive this in accordance with the will of God. If it is God's will, you are his son, and then say the person's name and mine as well. It is God's will, you are his son, and then say the person's name and mine as well. And then this is part of God's will for me, however I may see it. This is part of God's will for me, however I may see it. I'm going to repeat those one more time. Let me perceive this in accordance with the will of God. Let me perceive this in accordance with the will of God. It is God's will you are his son, and then say the other person's name and mine as well. It is God's will you are his son, and then say their name and mine as well. And then this is part of God's will for me, however I may see it. This is part of God's will for me, however I may see it. And then I'm going to conclude there. So you can go ahead and, if you want to join me, bring your hands to heart center, softly opening the eyes. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the presence you bring to this space. When we pray, we're never alone. We're surrounded by those who share the frequency and the energy that we intend and that we cultivate and that we appreciate and have gratitude for. So we share that, which is probably the best part of life. Thanks for joining me. Wishing you all the best. Take care.